All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining me today, Julian. I know who you are pretty well. I've known you for over a year now, but why don't you tell the audience who you are, what you do, and I don't know, did you come up with a tagline? I don't really know.
No, I don't have a tagline, but I mean, so I start from the beginning. My name is Julian Groell. I'm an international model and I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition counselor. And yeah, that's what I love to do. And generally, I love traveling, and I I like so my motto used to be go with the flow. So and maybe it still is. So I like to stay flexible, and yeah, I like to uh, I don't like when my schedule is too set in stone. So I like to be open to new opportunities all the time.
Yeah, it's surprising. You're an international fitness model, and yet you don't take yourself so seriously or have like this rigid plan, which is what I thought was really interesting about your approach, because you've achieved both personal levels of success and outward, like so much so that people want to take your picture and they pay you to take your picture. So it's really impressive that you've been able to accomplish this and achieve balance, because there's so many
Yeah,
people.
but I know exactly, and that's didn't I'm not I didn't used to be this way, so I gradually changed to be more like yeah, don't take myself so seriously and don't stress out too much about stuff. That's the most important thing for me.
Cool. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about your day? Like, how do you actually? You have to have some structure. How do you
Yeah,
structure your day? Yeah.
I actually have a morning routine which I like to follow, which consists of meditating and a couple of yoga stretches. I write a little bit in the morning. I read. So I do that every morning. Right now there's Spanish lessons in there too, because I'm trying to improve my Spanish. And yeah, after that it's pretty much it varies from day to day. But if I can, I like to work out early, put my my own workout in, and then after lunch take care of business. But uh, having a girlfriend, different jobs, and different things I study and appointments, it doesn't always go as planned, so I keep it open.
Well, it's a good thing that you have such a flexible way of life, but you're still making the first tip to pay yourself first, which is kind of priming the rest of your day for success. So,
Exactly.
where do you get your best workouts? Is it at home, or do you go to the gym, or
I go to the gym. That's where I always got my best workout. I do other stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of workouts you can do. I sometimes do sprint outside. I go to yoga classes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I like to do, but the base is always the gym workout.
cool? So strength is the focus, and then everything
Yeah,
else kind of just adds to
exactly,
your arsenal of being a well-rounded and enjoy fitness as a whole, rather than a one size fits all. Keep on swinging
exactly.
the hammer
Yeah.
and smacking nails. It's
Hmm.
great. What's the most common thing people ask you, and what do you think they should be asking you instead?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, always the a lot of people who just start out or are not as deep into the fitness world as we are, they they just want the six pack. So how do I get the six pack quick? I mean, it's possible, but you have to change your whole lifestyle. And some people can have it in 2 months, but it's. I'd rather have people see the do it long term and make lifestyle changes that last instead of going for the quick fix and because it in my experience, it always fires back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it's the same thing. People want to get, the get rich quick screens.
Yep, exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Same. It's our human nature. We want
Exactly. Yeah.
how to get there as fast as possible. Well, it's not really sexy. So let me give you this plan that's actually going to work, and they don't really want to hear it. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, and I think you say that all the time too. That the best workout routine is the one that you can stick to.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that's so true. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the perfect routine. If you can't stick to it, it's worth nothing. So
Yeah, absolutely. So what did you believe used to work and now you do completely differently?
well, when I started out, there was the nutrition. It took me a while to learn the ins and outs of all the finer details about that. And also when I started out with the workouts and training, the low fat diet was that what was all the rage. And I took a 180 on that, and I'm now on a high fat diet, and that's what works best for my body. And yeah, also stress reduction. That's a big one. I used to force my body to extremes and didn't notice that I burned myself out. And it's so much easier with just doing less and reduce stress and work with the body, not against it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much truth behind that. Training in itself is very stressful, and
Exactly.
if you keep on hammering it, it's a balance. And you need a challenge. I'm a big, high intensity fan.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely need a balance between the volume and the intensity. But really, in the recovery phase is the most important part, and making sure the rest of your day isn't adding to the stress of your already stressful workout.
Yeah, the nutrition, the sleep, it has to be all taken care of.
Yeah. So who are your biggest influences, and like, who do you admire most, maybe in the industry or maybe not in the industry?
Well, when I started working out because of Sylvester Stallone. He had the body back in the day, and he was a huge influence for wanting to get to where he was. And other than that, there's the Joe Rogan podcast influenced me a lot. All his way of life is huge influence to me. And well, that's for the life generally. In the fitness industry, there's a lot of people I really admire. There's people like Rob Wolf and Ben Greenfield and Chris Krasser, Mark Sisson, all those guys. I really enjoy their work, and and generally everyone who's in their 50s or 60s or even older that's still killing it in the gym and in life and never stops growing. Those are all my idols.
Yeah, I love seeing. I mean, when I first started getting into personal training, I thought I really wanted to train athletes, and it's kind of I wanted to train the most hardcore guys. Well, the most hardcore guys are the most they're going to get results anyway. They don't need my help. So I started really honing in on like the executive client who wants to be able to perform in the boardroom, and it's more than just having a six-pack abs. It's what you could be as a leader because you're able to function at a higher level. And those are the people who really get me going. The people who already put in the serious work in the business day, and they're either meeting me at 5 o'clock in the morning to train before they go into the work, or they're meeting me afterwards. And they've already crushed it all day long. And now it's just, those are the people who really get me amped up. And a lot of times they're working through injuries, and they've got a lot of baggage that I enjoy unpacking that, because it's more just
I agree. And sometimes they do it in their lunch break or something. I add that too. And also a lot of those people who kind of realize a little late that money isn't everything, and they realize that they have to take their health they take it more important. I have a lot of those people.
Yeah, cool. So what do you feel is your biggest challenge as you are going into the next phase of your life? Now you know all this stuff, and what's your biggest challenge still?
Well, the one challenge I was talking about it earlier too. It's still the energy management and wanting too much too quick, and still have to control myself in that. If I don't check myself, I always go into those crazy things that I immerse myself in something, and wanted everything at once, and I still have to take a step back every once in a while and say, oh, this is just relax a little bit and take it a step slower.
Are you familiar at all with like Stoic philosophy?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's where you don't let the super exciting things get you overstretched, but you also don't dwell on the negative things. And it's our natural reaction as alpha male types want to go just grab, because we know we can go get it.
Yeah.
But to stoically approach our goals and not be either overwhelmed by the odds or underwhelmed by what we can actually just put in the work every day. It seems like maybe that we are cut from the same cloth, where we both needed to kind of balance our ability to overreach and design, because we know we could, and probably have extensively in the past. And it's cool seeing we're both same age and have a very similar background, and it's really cool to hear. Like, I'm kind of like reflecting back what I see myself, like, oh man, I do the same exact thing. So
yeah,
cool. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Well, the best advice it's actually what's my philosophy about life. I can't remember who said it to me, but it stuck in my head for years, and it's stop trying to figure out the secret of life, and stop to prepare for life, and just start living more, and because otherwise life will pass you by. So that's pretty much my philosophy.
Yeah, you're living it, which is
exactly.
Really it's one thing to hear it and know something; it's another to actually do it, which I feel like a lot of it's where we all know better. It's not a lack of information.
Yeah,
we don't get things accomplished because we don't do it, which is where that delta between knowing and doing.
That one thing is I used to what I do, I like traveling. I love traveling, and a lot of times I hear, I wish I could do what you do. Sometimes I just travel for a couple of months and I just do it. I don't think about it, I just do it and make it work. And a lot of time people come to me, oh, that's amazing, I follow your travels on Facebook and I just wish I could do it. But they can do it. They have to take the step and the plunge. Yeah,
it's great. You're really setting the example both for health, fitness, flexibility, living life beyond the gym, and you're able to still, like I said, that have that international fitness physique, but still make time to do what live life to the fullest. It's just really an inspiration. So what's your typical client that you work with? Who are they, and how do you know that they're going to be a good fit for you before you take them on?
I get totally different kinds of people, and it's the most important thing is that they're willing to work with me. So it doesn't matter if they never touched a weight, or like an athlete who just wants to get 1% better or something. It doesn't matter if they listen to me and work with me, then I am happy to work with anyone. And it's as I said, it's a lot of people in their 40s and 50s, and who the health starts to go a little bit, and then they kind of get the, oh shit, now it's time to do something. And
maybe they should have started 20 years earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not too late for most of them, but yeah, that's what I get a lot lately.
Cool. What do you think is their biggest fear that's stopping them from getting the most results? Like what fear do you have to overcome for them that you see their biggest obstacle? What they don't necessarily see it, because you're the professional. They're coming to you in pain, so they have to trust your prescription, but you still have to kind of make them feel confident that they're going to get a result from you. So how do you see that in other people? Like, how do you see their pain and make them kind of reposition it so that it becomes their strength?
Well, a lot of times the nutrition part is for a lot of people. That's a big factor that a lot of people don't know how important that is.
Right.
Training is the smaller part, and the nutrition is the big part, and it's really hard to change the old habits of the nutrition. And yeah, I think that's a problem that a lot of people have. And
it's something you can see so quickly too. Like, you can see it both in their physique and
exactly.
The second they show you their diet, their eating diary, if they even have one. You can immediately say, look, like these are the things that you can just tweak right here and now and double your results. And it makes it's such a simple thing for you, which is great, because you obviously walk the talk. I don't know. Do you still do since you're all flexible with your lifestyle? Do you follow a flexible eating plan? Or are you more of a rigid eating plan, or what's that like for you, for your nutrition?
It's pretty flexible. I obviously I like to eat healthy. That's a given. So it's moderate protein, high fat, but it's not that I weigh my food or anything. It's I just have a couple of healthy meals a day, and sometimes I have a cheat here and there. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, and it's a testament to what is possible when you have a good foundation, and you know a good habits over the long term are what you can get away with once you've built a solid base.
Yeah,
people are so far, I would say, sick if you're morbidly overweight, you're sick, and you need to get well before you can ever really start experiencing all the benefits of being fully healthy. So it's great that you can so quickly identify these things and make the 80-20 approach to getting them results as quickly as possible. And nutrition it's completely in their control. No one's putting a gun to your head and forcing you to eat junk food.
But yeah, it's for some people it's hard. I mean, I kind of have a sweet tooth too, and sugar is addictive, man.
Yeah, I've heard that it's just as addictive as drugs. Yeah, chemically, like inside your body, it's doing the same thing. So very interesting. So what surprising lessons have you learned along the way with, like, who's somebody that really surprised you? Maybe you didn't expect them to get results, or maybe you prescribed something and it didn't work at all. Like, what's something that surprised you?
Oh yeah, in the beginning when I was learning all these things, how to manage micronutrients and amino acids to influence your neurochemistry and that kind of stuff. It's really exciting to learn all that stuff, and you want to give that knowledge too. But it's for most people that's too much detail. You just want to go back to the basics, and it works. Sometimes you overthink things too much, and then you just go back one step and just go eat clean, exercise, sleep, and yeah, it works again.
And this is that advice again. It's just I'm going to be posting some of your model pictures here. The advice that's coming from you, it's not anything we haven't ever heard. We all know this stuff, but it just applied these basic things and not geek out and not get super technical.
Exactly.
Both with our own results and with the results that we get for clients. It could make all the difference. It's just less is more. Simplify it and simplify and apply, because otherwise
Exactly.
you're spending all your time trying to get the right branched chain amino acid complex right at the right timing for optimal results. You're missing the
Exactly. Yeah, you start to learn all this stuff about how to do it right, and then you stop focusing on the basics.
Yeah, that's great. So what's next for you, and what opportunities do you have you so excited for the next step? Like we talked briefly about, wanting to reach out there and maybe sometimes overstretch for our goals. What's next on your what's the next thing for you?
Well, I'm always have things I'm learning. I'm constantly learning, reading, and doing seminars. I'm interested in psychology and all that kind of stuff, how to control your mind. I love writing, and I definitely want to write more and start publishing stuff too. I really want to do that. And also when it comes to the fitness industry, I really want to get into those, mixing the best things that I love about my life is the traveling, the fitness, the adventures. I want to make those boot camps, and that's an exciting project, man.
Yeah, and that's we'll leave that as a cliffhanger, because that's something that you and I have brewing up on the background.
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to being able to take the experiences, the best experiences in fitness, and combine them into a total package where it's an adventure, and you get to get away from and really kind of take the best parts of maybe a boot camp and fast implementation and put them into a more long-term effect, a positive change affecting thing. So we'll just table that for now, but that's definitely to give a little foreshadowing going on. So what do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered and impact the industry? No one wants to buy it. Like as an author, no one wants to buy a book. No one really wants to read a book. It was something that I kind of did as a passion project, and then it's left up to me to kind of promote it and whatever. And you've been gracious enough to endorse my book, which again,
sure.
But what do you want your legacy and impact on the industry to be?
Yeah, as far as the fitness industry goes, I want to. Well, there's as well as I do. There's a lot of people who want the quick money, who want the get rich fix in our industry, in the fitness industry. They give those one size fits all plans to everyone, and I just want to be one of the good guys, because there's a lot of those guys too. That's kind of cater to the individual, and rather takes on 10 clients and really takes care of them instead of 100, and send them all the same diet and routine. And also, I would love to be in 20, 30, 40 years. I want to be the old guy who's still killing it and is fit, and fit in has a fit mind as well. And I just want to be known as that guy.
Yeah, well, I think you do a tremendous job of setting an example, living it, achieving a really high level of fitness and mental clarity, and you're really an example for people who are going to experience you as clients, and for me, I'm privileged to know you, so I appreciate you taking the time to.
I'm privileged to know you too, buddy.
To get on the call with me and
share
your insights, and I'll be linking all your contact form. All of your stuff will be on one page for everybody to be able to reach out to you and see what you got going on in the future and how they can get more information from you. But I just wanted to acknowledge that you're really doing it right, and I'm honored to spend some time with you. So
yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks a lot. Do you have any parting piece of guidance?
Well, since we are good friends and haven't seen each other in a while, that's one thing that's more important than everything else. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That's one thing that's super important that people forget to.
Yeah. Well, definitely when I was looking for this project that I'm working on, your name was top of my list, and I realized, wow, it's been a while since I reached out to you. Like, man, I felt like our friendship is more important than whatever kind of business dealings we've got going on, and it was I thought it was really important that we talked before we got on this. So I appreciate the opportunity again, and we'll share all your information, and you have my promise to stay in touch a little more often.
For sure. I mean,